All right. It's 6 o'clock. It's a Tuesday, so we're gonna prep some Dungeons and Dragons. We're working on our Gothic Horror setting. We've been working on this Gothic Horror setting for about an hour a week for like 20 weeks, something crazy like that. There always seems to be more to do. Last time, which was 2 weeks ago, because we took last week off, we were working on Gothic Ancestries. So, yeah. I feel like 5th edition D&D, which is the system that we're gonna build around. Not necessarily lock the setting into that rule set, but certainly we're gonna build around that setting. What we're looking for is a cool way to have all these different types of creepy lineages that you can be a part of, but still like function like a D&D world. Yeah, it's been a little tricky. I feel like 5th edition races in general have, I don't want to say that they're problematic, but they've definitely elicited a lot of changes in the 6+ years that 5th edition has been out. One of those big changes was in Tasha's when they introduced the like custom lineage or whatever, custom ancestry, where you basically just made up like whatever you were, and you got to pick a few things from a list, and it was basically like a variant human could just be anything. So that's kind of cool. Grim Hollow comes along, which is a fantastic Gothic horror setting. I had already started making my own Gothic horror setting when somebody showed me this, and I went and picked up the source book, and now I think they're either kickstarting a monster manual or a player's guide. I don't remember which one they're doing right now, but they keep adding more and more amazing stuff to this game, and honestly, it's just really good. I mean, it's really good. So I keep kind of going back to it as sort of my guide to like, okay, what do I need to do? What are some cool design choices that I could make? Because I feel like the Grim Hollow campaign setting is such a refreshing change to the 5th edition game engine without radically leaving the 5th edition game engine behind. So in the book, it talks about the races of Atharis. And they have humans, they have elves, they have dwarves, half-orcs, half-elves, all that good stuff. They got the dragonborns, which have tails, by the way. They've got gnomes, halflings. So it's all pretty standard, right? There's no special stats happening in this world for the standard races. And the reason for that is because they have transformations. So transformations are layered on top of your class and your race. So the races are quote-unquote basic bitch. But then you go and you lay these transformations over them, and suddenly you're a dwarf vampire, you're a vampire dragonborn, you're a dwarf vampire, you're lycanthrope, dragonborn. So they start throwing all these things on top of what you already were. And they do some pretty exciting things here, like having an angel transformation, lich transformation, all that kind of stuff. Furthermore, to define your character, they go in for these advanced backgrounds, which are essentially mini classes all by themselves that you can rank up if you continue to support and build the background behind your character. Now, 5e kind of implies that the background is who you were before you were an adventurer, whereas in Grim Hollow, the idea is your background is a part of who you are. Now, we're not doing backgrounds today, but I'm just kind of pointing out that part of why Grim Hollow doesn't need a bunch of fancy stuff for the core races is because they have these additional, in 3rd edition and in Pathfinder 1st edition, they call them templates, right? They have the templates that you kind of lay out over the top of that basic class. So speaking of Pathfinder, all right, Pathfinder 2nd edition. This is some good stuff. I've been reading this. I've been trying to learn it. I'm a very slow reader. It's 640 something pages long. So you know, it's taking me a little while. But they have this section on ancestry, and one of the things that I thought was really exciting about it is I wanted to make chamomile in Pathfinder, and chamomile is a tiefling. So I looked everywhere for the tiefling race, and it turns out that the tiefling race is, for lack of a better term, a universal lineage. So essentially, anything can be a tiefling. So you could be a dwarf tiefling, you could be a halfling tiefling, a gnome tiefling, a human tiefling, an elf tiefling. You actually take tiefling as a sub race instead of like mountain dwarf, or in this case, ancient blooded dwarf, forged dwarf, and death warden dwarf, and apparently rock dwarf and strong blooded dwarf. So they have all these different things, based on your lineage within your ancestry. You can then take additional feats that would only be available to certain types of dwarves. Same with elves, on and on and on. So I thought that was kind of cool. And the way they do it is there are a couple of core things that determine like what you are. Like, what is this race like? And then after that, it's up to the player to take racial feats to further define who they are and what they are. So, for example, with chamomile, if I made her an elven tiefling, I would have to decide: do I want elven feats or do I want tiefling feats every time racial feats are available? Like, she's still technically an elf, she's still technically a tiefling, but I have to decide, you know, which direction to go with that. Now, half orcs and half elves are a lineage of humans, so they're a subrace of humans. So you're a human, but you're also half orc, or you're a human and you're also half elf, and then that sort of opens up more options for you. So I thought that that was really, really cool. But as you can already see in Pathfinder fashion, there are a lot of crunchy bits here, right? There are a lot of different options you can take. You allow racial feats in 5e, you got an elf. That elf's going to take elven accuracy. Elven accuracy is amazing. It'd be crazy not to take elven accuracy. So, yeah, like, here they have come up with a tremendous variety, and this is just the basic core book. This isn't the Advanced Player's Guide, which I believe adds even more stuff. And then in Pathfinder style, they're going to keep releasing more and more and more supplements. So whatever races we have to think about, if we do a system similar to Pathfinder 2, sort of marrying 5th edition and Pathfinder 2 together for our setting, how many options are we willing to make for that setting? And at what point do we decide what is core and what is sub, right? It's a lot. All right, so it's been 2 weeks. Let's kind of review where we're at. So we talked about being able to switch heritage paths through feat purchases, but exploring a bit more, we could also allow you to. Yeah, I feel like customizable would definitely add fun to the equation. And I know a lot of people reskin anyways, right? Like, you make a water genasi because you wanted to play a slime girl, but the DM wouldn't let you play a slime girl, so you make a water genasi and you just say she's a slime girl. And then, you know, Tasha's came along, they saw that was happening, and they were like, here's a custom race. You just make whatever you want. So I like the idea of being able to sort of cherry pick and be a little bit of everything. It's kind of cool. So we talked about there were humans, and then the 3 types of humans are embrace, fight, and survive. So that's a whole thing. So then we talked about the Fae, and then the 3 types of Fae were Shadow Fae, Redcaps, and Troll-blooded, which I think is kind of hype. There's not a lot of games where you can play as trolls where it kind of feels like you're playing as a troll. So that's something. And then let's see. We talked about lichens with the wolves, the rats, and the bats. And then we talked about the vampires. There being succubus, incubus, the dampiers, and the bloodbound. And finally, we went on to the splicers, and we talked about bio, arcana, and artifice. Now, I think we left off here and said that, here we go, harvest traits from Simic Hybrid, harvest traits from Warforged, harvest traits from the Warforged UA, which is back when they used to be a lot more specialized. There were like 3 different types of Warforged, the Juggernaut, the Soldier, and like the Infiltrator, something like that. Now the question we have to ask ourselves is, do we want to keep splicers as a unique race, or do we want splicers to be similar to the Tiefling from Pathfinder? Is that a subclass, or sorry, a subrace that can be applied to any other race that you choose? I feel like that would open up a lot more opportunities there. So something that we may want to explore here. We say that we have 5 ancestries with 15 heritages, but what about universal heritages or lineages? Let's just go. We'll keep mixing and matching until we find one that sounds good. So what about universal lineages? What would be something that anybody could wind up doing versus, what are they? So if we go back to our friend Grim Hollow, we see that for their transformations, they have aberrant horrors, okay, which is, you are transforming, your body is adapting, that kind of stuff. Fiends, Lich, Lycanthrope, Seraph, and Vampire. And I believe in their player's guide they either did or they're going to release even more of these transformation options, which is kind of cool. So, Reborn lineage, Dom, is that from Pathfinder, or where's the Reborn lineage from? I'll wait for the 30-second delay. So what I'm thinking is, should we go back through, look at these, and make a decision about, is this a core race, or is it not? Right. If splicing, splicing isn't your racial identity, right? It's your culture. In Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, Amazon is a class, but it is also a culture, but it is in no way a race. Arisians, they have Shield Monk as a class, Arisian Shield Monk, but they also have an Arisian culture that's made up of all these different things. Modern Forgotten Realms. If you're a Waterdavian, right? You're not a human being. You're a citizen of Waterdeep. That is your culture. So we have to decide which of these races is core enough, right, that is a race, and which of these is more like a culture, a lineage, a practice, a heritage, that sort of thing. So I think we need to do that before we go any further, honestly. So within humans, I definitely feel like humans are new Ravnica book. Hold on. I didn't know they released another Ravnica book. All right. Let's see. Strixhaven comes soon. Fizzband. Blah blah blah. Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. All right. Reborn, huh? I mean, I don't know where you're seeing this Reborn. Here, I'll Google it, I guess. Okay. Unearthed Arcana 2021 Gothic Lineage Breakdown. Okay. You're talking about the Reborn from the UA that came out earlier this year. Okay. Let's see what we could do with that. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is way back at the beginning of 2021. I say way back because, yeah, it's already... Jesus, it's already July. Okay, so this is the first example of lineages coming into play. This isn't the actual PDF. This is an article somebody wrote about the PDF. I believe it's kind of cheeky and sarcastic. But yeah, this is where the Dampier comes from that we were looking at. And let's see. I feel like Dampier is definitely going to be a lineage. Yeah. Because anyone could be a vampire? Question mark? So let's do that. All right. What about a splicer? I think splicer should definitely be its own thing. Versus species. There we go. We're throwing every possible term around for races. Can you make new lycans or vampires in the traditional bitey way? Well, that's the other question. Like, who can be a lycan? Are lycans a purebred thing, or are lycans a curse that are passed on? In the lore that we established, it was some kind of, Viking Jarl, and that Viking Jarl, that Viking Jarl got cursed with lycanthropy and passed it on to his own people. So, So maybe lycanthropy is not a race, so much as a lineage. Which would put it back in the Grim Hollow school of thought, right? Hey, I know you, Wood Elf Marima. Nice to see you. Alright, so Dampier, Splicer, Lycanthrope. Okay, well, if we're embracing 5e, Hexblood is basically anybody of Fey origin, right? Hence the ability to be small or medium. Now, these lineages are saying that, yeah, you have a core race, sure, but you also have this bloodline, this lineage that overwrites what you have before. Yeah. So, I think that Hexblood could be something that we use as a lineage as well. And then we got Reborn. Did Reborn officially make it into the game via the Ravenloft guide? Let's see. Yeah, it did. There you go. It's not Ravnica, it's Ravenloft. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Reborn, death isn't always the end. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let's see. Being reborn, you are a humanoid. I guess they dropped the part where you were undead. In the UA, you could be a construct or undead, and they dropped that, which is interesting. And then, of course, because it's a lineage, you could be either size. If you replace a race with a lineage, you can keep the following elements of that race, any skill proficiencies, blah, 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 blah. Deathless nature, you have escaped death. Okay. So I'm not really sure where Reborn would fit with the stuff that we've already talked about. Let's see. Troll-blooded, red caps. Okay. Lycan would be a lineage flavor put on top of something else. Now, I feel like Succubus Incubus would still be its own thing. And I feel like we don't need this Bloodbound anymore. Because we have the Damn Purity. But Bloodbound could be a lineage. So that's something we could do too. So let's go back up to the top here. And we'll talk about being Bloodbound. And let's see. But species themselves, for sure, human is a species. For sure, Fae are a species. And I think that the blood caps need to be their own thing. So a lycanthrope blood cap? Question mark? We might need to explore limitations on these, like what core species can be affected. That could be an interesting way to do it as well. Let's see. DM fear, okay. Hex-blooded. Okay. And I think troll-blooded might be better off as a lineage. And then for species, we have humans, we have fae, we have blood caps. No, red caps, bro. There we go. And I feel like a lot of things are getting moved out, which is fine. Should fae then just be... Oh, right. Artifice. We're basically going to have Warforged. So, I don't know how a Warforged could be, like, as scared of things as a normal person, though. So, I feel like that would go under the Splicer situation. Let's see. Okay. So, I guess within Splicer, that's where we could have Bio, Artifice, and... What was the other one? Arcana. Arcane. I almost feel like with Arcane we could do like Fiendish, but I feel like Arcane might do Fiendish elements, elemental elements, things like that. That could be kind of cool. Alright. So now our core races, there's really not a lot of variety. You have humans, and you have fae, and you have red caps, and that's it. We don't have any dwarves, we don't have any elves, and so I guess you just pick one of these core things and then apply it appropriately. Now, what we could do is make Redcap a lineage of like gnomes. Maybe. Alright, hold on. Alright. So what if there's just humans and fae? Bear with me. What if there's just humans and fae? That's the two core races in the world. And then everything else is a lineage that's laid down on top of that. Kind of digging that. I kind of dig that a lot, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that a lot. Because humans and fae would be different enough in their core features, right? And yeah, okay, I like that. So that raises the question, is the culture of embrace, fight, and survive, is that exclusive to human beings? Or is that going to be another type of lineage? Because wouldn't there be fae that want to fight, like, the dread miss the evil of this realm? Wouldn't there be Fae that embrace that darkness? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I kind of like where this is going now. All right. Yes. This is pretty good. Okay. So, all right. Let's type some words. Let's type some words. When creating a character, you first choose human or Fae. Then you choose a compatible lineage. With these two choices combined, you now have a combination of racial feats and abilities you can unlock as you level up your character. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So then the question is, we mentioned succubus should be its own race. So what if we just call it fiend instead? Yeah. Okay. So human, fae, or fiend. That's the good shit. That's the good shit right there. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, I'm very excited about this now. I really like this a lot. Okay. Okay. So now we have to do some serious magic here to turn Pathfinder 2, which I'm starting to really like. We got to take what's good about this Pathfinder 2 racial stuff, and we got to mash it together with what is good about the 5e stuff. Yeah, so Dom, I know that there's a tremendous delay for some reason with the stream, but what I'm thinking is the fiends are in and of themselves they're essentially like a purebred tiefling, I'm thinking, kind of deal. I kind of like the idea that they're fiendish enough that they kind of have their own thing going. So okay, so human, fae, fiend, and then you layer that on top. Okay. So let's see what we got here. I believe humans are actually not listed like first, like in some games. I think they're actually alphabetical. So let's see. Human. They're all the way at the end. Alright, so it's unpredictable and blah 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 blah. You might, others probably, physical description, society, alignment in religion, names, ethnicities, and then they talk about half-elf and half-orc as being a part of human heritage. There we go. And beyond half-elf and half-orc, they have the classic skilled and versatile, which, if you play Paradise Fail, we have essentially extremely hardy humans, and we have extremely skilled humans, what we call them Valorians, because when we were doing Paradise Fail, we wanted to kind of move away from variant human, and so that's what we came up with. Let's see. Yeah, I dig it. And then they have these cool feats for the core races, and then of course you have your lineages that you kind of lay, or the heritages, excuse me, they lay over the top. But we're going to call them lineages because I like lineage more than heritage, so we'll go with that. All right. So without taking a feat, what does a human being have? A human can boost any 2 abilities. I thought this was an interesting design choice in Pathfinder. Your class, your background, and your race all impact your stats, which is interesting. So if you make a bard, it will make your charisma score higher to be a bard. Like, so in a way, it's sort of like optimizing your stats for you. Pathfinder is, a bit more stat driven, I would say, than some other systems. So that's probably a good design choice on their part. Also, languages in Pathfinder 2 are a bit more restrictive, and they are tied to your intelligence, similar to what we do with our homebrew rules. Also, things are a lot slower in Pathfinder 2, I've noticed. Speed is much lower. Another weird thing about Pathfinder 2 is static hit points are a thing. There's no option to roll for hit points, I don't believe. And your race actually gives you more or less starting hit points, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Now, obviously, that is a crunchier system where, min-maxing is, I would say, a little bit more encouraged, right, than in some other systems. 5e, again, with recent books and recent design choices, is trying to move away from that. They want people to play whatever character concept they want without feeling restricted by min-maxing and rules and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if we need to worry about the ability boost per se, but you can see that beyond these core things, everything else about being a human is defined by these racial feats that you choose, and then they are all sort of around a theme. So humans are almost all about being versatile, being skillful, being adaptable, being in pretty decent endurance. Whereas a dwarf is all about endurance, all about being tough, all about crafting, things like that. Elves, it's all about nature, it's all about movement speed, it's all about skillful stealth and things like that. So, yeah, pretty neat. Then if we go back to D&D Beyond, and we go to races, and we scroll on down to humans. There we go. We see that what humans are bringing to the table is mostly the ability to choose the stats that you want, or having a lot more stat increases than everyone else. One in every category. They do add a bit more with dragon marks via Eberron. Let's see. And then, of course, we've got variant human down here at the bottom. Something else that we could also be looking at would be Tasha's. I don't know if variant race is included in here or not, or custom race. Centaur, Verdant, Grun, and then the UA guys. Okay. Okay. I will say, I'm excited about fairies. I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure this is coming out in the if it comes out, it's going to come out in the Witchlight, Wildlight, Feywild Circus Adventure, whatever it is. But I loved pixies in Hackmaster, and so they add a lot. Honestly, they add a lot of fun and whimsy to the game, but I don't know. I think that's pretty cool too. God. All right. Let's see. But I think that these three are definitely what we need. Human, Fey, and Fiend. Okay. So we have to figure out what defines a human stat-wise. Okay. So let's go to humans and skills and feats. Everybody gets a racial feat. Go back up here to the top. And base speed, base size. Okay. So I need a core format here that I could go off of. And I also still wanted to look up the stuff from Tasha's real quick. My mind is like going in a million directions trying to sort of connect all these different things together, but I feel like we're really getting close to something here. All right, so custom origin. Here it is, custom lineage. You are humanoid, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to take this and use this as our template, because this is the most recent thing that they've done with races, and it's also pretty customizable. Okay, so humans, you are a humanoid. You determine your appearance and whether you resemble any of your kin. Okay, we're just going to put, you determine your appearance, comma, but ultimately you are mostly of human descent and would easily pass for a human to passerbys on the street. Okay. Passerbys? That's a word, right? Am I not passersby? Okay, sure. English. All right. Would we allow humans to be small? I kind of feel like we would. I know some people IRL that are, less than 5 feet tall. I mean, by D&D standards, that's a small person. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you would choose to be small. But it's a fantasy game, so maybe you're like 7.5 feet tall in real life, like Orange is, and you want to be small in your fantasy land. So I would say, yeah, let's let humans be small or medium. That works for me. Your base speed is 30 feet. Ability score, one ability score of your choice is increased by 2. Okay. Let's see. You gain 1. We'll say. We'll call it a heritage feat. Ooh, that's a good idea. If we wanted to have furries, is that what you're saying, Caden X? If you wanted to have furries, is that where you're going with this? Do you want to have furries? Is that what you're saying? All right. For you, for Lex, for Marcus, we will add beastkin as a base species. All right. I mean, I'm into it, so. All right, so humans. 1 ability score of your choice is increased by 2. Variable trait. Gain one of the following options. Okay, so we will put for humans that they are skillful. All right, so they will get. Let's see. You gain the following options of your choice. So we'll just put. You gain proficiency in 1 tool, 1 language, and 1 skill of your choice, period. let's see, in addition to your starting languages, this language is not limited by your int modifier. There we go. Nice. I like that a lot. As far as like a core stat block for human beings, I think that that's really fucking good. And it basically segues perfectly into the heritage feat system instead of having just feats. So it'll be heritage feat. There we go. All right. Then we'll put you unlock additional heritage feats as you increase your character level. Not class level, but your character level. Nice. Okay, so we should probably talk about heritage feats as well. So, heritage feats. These are special feats unlocked through your species and lineage. The other decision we have to make is, do we do compressed or do we do levels 1 to 20? That's a big question. If we do compressed, then we're dealing with Giphy stuff, and we've got to, like, I don't know. It's not that I don't like Giphy stuff, but it means that anything new that we do, we have to, like, balance around Giphy stuff, whereas if we did levels 1 to 20, we could just sort of have whatever we want. So I think for now, I will not... I think I'm just going to do levels 1 to 20 for design, for quick design, and if needed, we can go back and tone it back down to 1 to 10. Not that I would run anything to 20, but it's something that I've done more of, so it's going to be easier to design around. All right, these are special feats that you unlock through your species and lineage. You gain 1 at level 1, and additional heritage feats unlock at certain character levels. Character levels are your total levels across all classes. All right. You can also take additional heritage feats when you would gain an ASI / feat normally. In place of the original. In place of the original doesn't make sense. You also take additional heritage feats when you normally gain this. Okay. Instead of the standard ASI feat. Period. Okay. That's pretty good. That is pretty fucking good. Alright. So back down here to Humies. We're going to grab this, and we're going to go here, and we'll put Beastkin. Alright. You are a humanoid. And you are also considered to be a beast. Dual type Pokemon, baby. You determine your appearance, but ultimately, okay. All right. But ultimately, here we go. You display the features of one or more animals distinctly enough that you would never be mistaken for another race. Nice. Okay. I dig that. I also like the idea of one or more animals so that I could finally be a jackalope. That's an animal, right? Jackalope furry. I'm looking at it in a different window because you know. Is there one that has clothes on that we could look at? Yeah, this one looks pretty good. Let's see. Because if I can't be this, right? Why am I even playing? Why am I even playing? That's what I need to be. Damn, that looks cool actually. All right. So, you can be small or medium. Cool. Your base walking speed is 30 feet. One ability to score increases by 2. That's fine. Let's see. You gain 1 heritage feat of your choice for which you qualify. You unlock additional heritage feats as you increase your character level. And then instead of skillful, we will have beast senses. All right. You gain 1 of the following. Your base speed increases by 5. Let's see. Low light vision. Let's see. We need stuff that's like on par with getting 1 tool, 1 language, and 1 skill of your choice. Your base speed increases by 5. Low light vision. Let's see. Or maybe you should get both. That could work. You gain 1 of the... so... We could just say you gain the following benefits. Well, then if your base speed increases by 5 feet, then it should just be 35 feet there. Derp. So, let's see. Can a druid wild shape into a beastkin? God damn it, Dom. Alright. Let me remove that. You're not considered a beast. Also, there's no druids in this game. Druids are banned. Banning druids. It's over. There's no druids. We're going to replace them with shamans. There's a lot of good homebrew shamans out there. All druids are replaced with shamans. That's the new thing. Actually, we're just going to do that to all campaigns now. Even active campaigns. Maya is now a shaman. There's no more druids. So that's what that question got you. That's what that question got you. All right. Let's see. You gain 1 heritage feat. Beast senses. Okay. Let's go down to all these funky little animal people down here at the bottom. There are a lot of animal people. I mean, there's a lot. I don't even know where to start, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, we would be remiss to not have these all these cuties on here. Okay. Perception skill, dexterity, rabbit hop. The rabbit people are so bad. I do just want to point that out. Mechanically, they're pretty terrible. Nimble flight, silent feathers, magic sight, dark vision. Let's see, Katha. Is there something that we could just have for beasts that is sort of like that? Why don't we just give them perception and low light vision? We'll do that. You gain proficiency with, or in perception. Wow. And low light vision. Period. There we go. All right. You can speak, read, and write common, and let's see. Beast speech. But you must pick a type of beast that it applies to. For example, beast speech feline would allow you to speak with any feline beasts you encounter per the DM's discretion. Ooh, Kami Turtle. A natural attack would be pretty good too. I guess the issue there is if we're trying to keep this loose, right? If we're trying to keep it loose, this needs to be like the most boiled down aspect, right? The most absolutely boiled down aspect of the creature. If I wanted to play, I don't know, like a beast person that's kind of a non-combative creature, would I have a natural attack? You know what I'm saying? If I was going to play a beastkin spellcaster, would I ever really want to invest any of my build into having natural attacks kind of deal? So what we would probably do then is move natural attacks into a into a heritage feat. Which we should probably start making a list for. So natural attack. We'll do claws. And let's see. Whoa, shit. Natural attacks. Yeah, anything that we think about that would be a cool thing to have, but we don't want to like force onto a character. Climbing speed, again, different animals. Like, I mean, this is your opportunity to have like a turtle without actually having a turtle. Turtles can't. I mean, let's be honest. Tortoises don't climb very good. But yeah, as far as a heritage speed goes, yeah. So we do climb speed. We could do something similar to Tabaxi speed. This is with heritage feats. This is where we could really crack this shit open. You know what I'm saying? We could go through all of the races that we're not using in our campaign setting, and we could steal all of their racial abilities, turn them into heritage feats, and then make those heritage feats available to different combinations of species and lineage. I'm actually going to write those words down because by next week I will have forgotten them. So let me do that. Good sources of heritage feats would be the racial feats of 5e, and also harvesting the racial abilities of any other races we are not using in this campaign setting. Kacha. Right? So, like, fuck yeah. Like, we'll just take everything that's here, everything, and this is how we'll generate our heritage feats. Is we'll just go through and we'll just take all these out and we'll be like, okay, let's see, we got this Leonids here, or right? We got Leonids, and Leonid, unfortunately, mechanically, it's not that great compared to Tabaxi, for example, right? But we could take the claws, right, and natural attack claws. Hunter's instincts, not that great because you just get proficiency in one skill, whatever. But Daunting Roar is pretty dope. So we could take Daunting Roar and make that an ability. And sadly, that's kind of all these guys are bringing to the table. Yeah, but we basically turn, into what is it, a buffet, right? We turn character creation into a buffet by going through and essentially just harvesting all the racial feats into heritage feats. And for each one, we say, would claws be available? Like, who would they be available to? So, for example, we would say natural attack claws would be beastkin. It would also be for fiends. It would also be for lichens, and so on and so forth. You go through and you make a call about who would have access to those specific heritage feats. So whatever combination of core species and lineage you took, you would then go through and build as you go with that. I think it's pretty fucking good. Also, Pathfinder level 2, well, both Pathfinders, but Pathfinder 2 level gates this stuff. So, for example, there's some pretty dope shit. It goes all the way up to, I believe, it looks like 13th level? Yeah? There we go. So, we could level gate them as well. Level gates will allow even stronger racial... abilities. We'll just put abilities. Yes. Okay. So this is the good stuff, guys. This is the good stuff. I'm into this. I'm really into this. I think this is going to be really, really fun. And we're still keeping like the core system of 5e, but we're of course borrowing all that good stuff from Pathfinder 2 and kind of layering it on there. So this is good. I'm happy with this. All right, so we'll go ahead and grab Beastskin. There we go. Now, is Beast Senses really the pinnacle of all this shit? I honestly think Beast Speech does more to define this than any of this other stuff, because this allows you to speak with animals that you share like common traits with, which is kind of awesome. All right. Let's see. So then the next one that we have is the Fae. All right. So I've always been a fan of Fae being faster than normal people, so we're gonna give them 35-foot speed. I don't mind them being small or medium. I think I've really embraced the whole like small or medium is whatevs. Oh shit! What if we do this? Some feats will require small or medium size to access. Oh, nice. So now we make it an even more meaningful decision. And also, that's kind of a throwback to halflings and gnomes having different, being treated a little bit differently feat-wise in earlier editions of the game, and then the racial feats in both 4th edition and 5th edition. So I like that also. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so Caden X, large as a feat, no, because I respect Jeremy Crawford too damn much, but large as a feat, yes, as a high-level feat. So we'll do large size, and it will be very high-level feat. I say this having allowed large-sized creatures in my games. It does cause some complications. The main problem with large size is if people actually read like the Dungeon Master's Guide and they find out that they can craft large size weapons. So if I play a large creature and I go and I get a large greatsword, my large greatsword does, I believe, 4d6 damage. I'm doing double damage now. Now in every other way, my life is horrible for being large. Because grid-based, turn-based combat, you're a big boy on the field. people can dogpile you. You get stuck going down hallways, all that kind of shit. So large in 5e is actually pretty terrible. But at the same time, it would be nice. So I think I would allow it. Just I would make it level gated. But if you don't want to wait, we'll add powerful build, aka the Jeremy Crawford medium. There we go. All right, so we'll do bite as a natural attack. We could really kind of crack this open, add a lot of neat stuff here. So I'm very excited about all of that. Only a couple more minutes left, and then I gotta head to the airport. So, but Siri will let us know when we have to stop. Let's keep tearing this up. Do we want to make Faye also Faye? AKA just like shit, where are they? Or do we just want to go off of elf and give them the sort of Fae, the Fae ancestry thing, and just call it a day? I kind of feel like that's probably what we should do. So there we go. We'll do Fae ancestry. Okay. There we go. Alright, good. Heritage feats, faster than normal, all that's fine. Languages you could speak, read, and write common, and Sylvan. Oh, that's it. That's it. Alright. We'll also give them low light vision. So here's the interesting about low light vision. If you have low light vision from your core race and you have low light vision from your lineage, you end up with dark vision. So that's how you manage to get dark vision. Yeah, I mean, making them Fae sounds cool, but like the Theros satyrs and centaurs or whatever, they add like a lot of complications there. I think it was maybe it was just the satyrs, but it does add a lot of complications there. All right. Yes. I like where this is going a lot. We will add magic resistance as a heritage feat. That's the thing. Every idea you have for like race, we can say yes and just put it in as a heritage feat. That's what's so cool about it. Can someone be a fiery pixie lichen with powerful build? I guess I didn't think we were gonna actually make fairy into a build, but oh shit! Wait, if we're allowing large, I mean, would we allow tiny? Question mark. Oh, so you start as a really small Fae, and then you get even smaller. And then you get wings. Oh yeah, let's add wings too. Wings. There we go. So this is what I mean. Like, if you want to run a low-level game and you don't want everybody flying everywhere and doing all that kind of stuff, that's fine because they can unlock this through play. So around the time that a spellcaster would start flying, people who want to have a flying character can start flying, and so on and so forth. So I just think this works out really well. I don't know. Okay, I want to do even more with it, but I really do have to get ready to go to the airport. I gotta pick some people up. So, yeah, this was exciting. I feel like we're kind of going in a new direction with this, and building off the work that we've previously done, but sort of creating an opportunity to make characters or allow people to make characters that are truly unique, but not just because they say they're unique, but also because we have mechanics that will help support that. So I think this is going to be really exciting. We will continue work on this next week and see where we go from there. All right. Hope everybody enjoys their week. Also, a couple of announcements. This Friday, this is going to be the first of possibly 2 or 3 sessions of a Storm King's Thunder mini-series, the Cloud Maiden's Avarice. So, pretty excited about that. That's going to be on Friday nights. This Saturday, we're going to continue our D&D, Icewind Dale, Dark Alliance playthrough, video game playthrough. That was pretty fun. So the 4 of us are going to continue where we left off and try and smash some more monsters in Icewind Dale. Let's see. Next Tuesday, in addition to working on Gothic, I am going to start a Solasta playthrough. It's a 5e D&D engine-based game, sort of a Baldur's Gate 2-esque situation. Pretty excited about that. So I'll be doing that every Tuesday until it's beaten, which I think will take about 12 weeks. Game takes like 40 hours to beat or something. So that's what I'll be doing then. And also at the end of the month, I will be running Princess Heist 3 times. And I am looking for people who are interested in supporting the project and playtesting the adventure. So if you're not on the Discord and you would like to play Princess Heist at the end of the month, hit me up on Discord, and there's still spots available. 2 of the groups are halfway full. One of the sessions is still completely open. So I am still looking for some playtesters for that. All right. On that note, I am going to go. Hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you next time.